what is up and welcome. We are back with a Warframe guide for the new Shadowgrapher update. We're going to be going over how to get Folly, as well as how to farm the new Atramentum resource. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So you can access the new game mode by heading over to the Vesper Relay, which is found on Venus. So before we jump in for a couple frame recommendations, really as long as you bring something that's got some health tanking, should make this really easy.
You need to enter the painting. There is no going back now, Tenno.
If you got a good Revenant build, or you've got some really good persistent builds on frames that have a lot of health, should make this really easy. No matter if you're running regular path or still path. If you do still path, I think you might get slightly more Atramentum. But it just all depends on how long you want to stay for. Because as you kill enemies, they'll drop Atramentum, and as you progress through the mission, there'll be balloons that you can pop that'll drop you more Atramentum. Jump on in and get this started.
The camera all the way out. Find paint.
So once you get in here, what you're going to want to do is just explore. You want to find the 3 canvases before you get too much stuff going on. So if you listen closely, that sound is actually the paint that you need to collect, which is right here. So this paint can be found in these bowls, and it'll make this chime sound. You don't want to grab it just yet because you want to find those canvases first. As soon as you grab the paint, enemies are going to start spawning in. So run around, explore the different rooms, find the 3 canvases before you start collecting paint. If you're running solo, it's going to take 2 things of paint to complete a canvas. Here's another area where more paint could potentially be. It'll move around as you grab paint from different locations. So make sure you're just aware of where those locations are. There's our first canvas. Let's head upstairs and see if you can find the other 2. Here's some more paint. As you're going around, you might notice that some doors are locked and others are unlocked. And as you play through multiple times, that'll switch up. So some doors that were locked last run will be unlocked, and doors that were unlocked will now be locked. And the canvases are not always going to be in the same place, just as the paint's not always in the same place. Here's another canvas. Gotta find one more. Another popular spot for paint to be right there in this room, as well as up here in this corner. And here's our last canvas right here. So let's go ahead and grab some paint. Let's go try to knock out the one on the bottom floor first. I'm going to activate our Mesmer skin, because as soon as we grab paint and start painting this canvas, we're going to have enemies start attacking us. To deal with the enemies that are going to start attacking you, as long as you have a good amp and some good operator abilities, you shouldn't have a problem. They're going to be infested-ish type enemies. So just bring a weapon that will help deal with those things. Now, as soon as you throw your first layer of paint on this canvas, you're going to have to fight Folly. She's going to start coming around chasing you. So you see this little marker here? I just killed a group of enemies. One of them had a red, like that guy right there. A little red indicator for enemy. Once you kill those enemies, it'll actually give you like a golden instinct kind of marker that will show you where different hidden items are, like paint or canvases. It is kind of a little bit bugged where it'll actually show you stuff that you've already found. But other than that, it usually works pretty well. Folly will just kind of slowly walk around and follow you. As long as you've got your mesmer skin up, or if you've got a really good health regeneration, persistence ability, shouldn't be a problem. She'll get more aggressive as you paint more canvases, but you just kind of have to avoid her because she is unkillable. You know, when I said that I wanted more Warframes with a huge ass and big tits, this is not what I had in mind. Here's some more paint. We'll finish the first canvas.
The painting makes it clear. I know you better than
Now we can move
anyone.
upstairs and get the rest of them. Keep an eye out for these drops here when you kill an enemies.
Leave
You'll
it
be able to get
alone
some more of that
now.
Atramentum.
Let it dry.
Some more paint.
I think we need a reminder of the boundaries. Jolly good. Another facet of yourself committed to ink.
Usually there will always be these walls that will pop up and block your path. And you'll just have to find your way around. Also, you'll have these facsimiles spawn in that have the same kind of health damaging aura that Folly does. But these ones, unlike Folly, can actually be damaged. So they can stop annoying you. You also want to be looking out for these balloons. Pop those and you get some more Atramentum. Usually they're always in these side rooms after you get the first canvas or two painted. So let's see, I've got this side blocked off and that other side blocked off. So I have to go through the middle. Here's another facsimile. And more balloons. Just make sure you're keeping an eye out. You'll see those balloons everywhere.
Could that be a pretty Lepidrian? Or perhaps a happy phasmite?
Some more paint. That's the last one. Get this last canvas painted.
Of all the thoughtless, beastly things you could have done.
There we go. Giantism. So now we're gonna have to fight giant enemies. The other thing nice about having Revenant is you can actually enthrall some of these enemies. So they'll leave you alone and fight the other enemies. Aside from Folly, she'll just keep doing her thing. You might not be able to kill her, So the best revenge is to just build her and feed that 4x4 animal style In-N-Out cheeseburger to your helmet. That'll feed that thing for weeks because she is thick. You know, like, I understand the whole rule of cool thing with the bullet jumping mechanic. But for Folly and Grendel, I think they should both have heavy weapon aim glide reduction built in because they are both too thick. Way too thick. Alright, see, so here she will sometimes ink the door. You just have to shoot these ink spots off to be able to open it and continue on your way. The nice thing about this game mode, though, is as soon as you complete the last canvas, the mission just ends. You don't have to run for extraction or anything like that. So we'll complete this and move on.
And there it all is, laid out as plain as day.
Go ahead, jump in, get yourself some Folly parts, and get yourself some of that Atramentum. The thing that's nice about running this on Steel Path is you'll get slightly more Atramentum, but you'll also get Steel Essence. Really, the builds for the Warframes are pretty much standard. There's nothing special. Just get a good Mesmer skin build on Revenant, get a good Persistence build on basically any other frame that you can put a lot of health into, and you should have no problems with this. The only thing that might be worth noting is the amp that I'm running. If you saw my last video, I went over that, but I'll quickly go over it again here. I'm running the 547 amp, which is the Cantic Prism, the Certus Brace, and the Fahad Scaffold. And then on my operator, I have Magus Elevate, Magus Melt, Eternal Eradicate, and Virtuous Strike. That's basically the only thing that you need, is to have like a decent Warframe and then a decent amp, and it should help you pull through this with no problem at all. But while we're out and about, let's go check what the vendor has so you guys can see what you can buy with your Atramentum. So our new vendor is Aspirant Zorba, and he can be found just to the left of the Arbiters of Hexus Syndicate here.
Master Kozai wouldn't just sit around. The other aspirants threw ink all over me when I could not learn my letters.
So you can buy
Folly knew,
all of Folly's
and
parts
she was
here
mocking me.
for your Atramentum, as well as the new Truth's Flame Melee Tennokai mod, and all the other goodies that come with the new game mode, as well as the Folly Prex card and the new weapon. But very important to note is you can also get the chromatic Atramentum, which will then
Very well.
allow you to create the Ultragraph mod, which are going to be shiny holographic versions of the mods you already have. And that covers everything you need to know for Folly's Hunt. Get in there, get Folly farmed, get her fed to your Hemlet, get a copy of her for yourself, and get that Atramentum so you can make some super sick mods and get everything else you want from this, a new vendor. If this video helped you guys out, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think of Folly in this new game mode. I'm kind of really digging the whole atmospheric theme of it. It's pretty awesome. I'm liking these spooky updates. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So, with that being said, I'll thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.